This morning, a state of emergency is in effect in Rockcastle County, Kentucky, after a multi-car train derailment caused a chemical spill. Rockcastle is about an hour south of Lexington, a little bit north of Lake Cumberland over in central Kentucky. Now, CSX officials say it happened just before 3 o'clock yesterday. At least 16 cars were involved, including 2 that were carrying molten sulfur, which spilled out and caught fire. Only 1 engineer suffered minor injuries, but officials are encouraging people in the Livingston area to evacuate. CSX says that it plans to work with local authorities to develop a recovery plan. Now to our top story this morning. LMPD Chief Jacqueline Guinville-Roel is being called into question because of what she said on the stand during a civil trial this week. A family is suing an LMPD officer who initiated a police chase that killed their 22-year-old son. WHAS11's Alex Dederer shows us how the recollection of the chief is now being challenged 2 years later.
LMPD Police Chief Jackie Guinville-Roel took the stand Monday in a civil trial. The case stems from a fatal 2021 police chase that killed 22-year-old Trayvon Mitchell. Mitchell was riding a moped in the California neighborhood July 6, 2021, when the suspect of the police chase refused to stop for police, drove into traffic, crashed into a truck, and ran over Mitchell, killing him. The estate of Mitchell is suing LMPD officer Ben Sullivan, the officer who initiated the police chase. While on the stand, the chief testified under oath that she was not wearing her body camera on the scene. However, in a turn of events, the attorney for Mitchell showed proof Chief Guinville-Roel was wearing her body camera, showing the jury a photo of the chief from the scene.
If you would have had it on you obviously would have turned it on, right? Because you were out there, you were interacting with the public, right?
I would have activated it if I had it on.
That's your story, you're sticking to it.
That's my statement.
I want to show the jury some truth and transparency.
Where's the footage, Chief? Did you delete it?
The chief responded, "I didn't delete anything." Alex Dederer, WHAS 11, on your side.
The status of Louisville's consent decree was also a topic of discussion during the chief's testimony. The decree was ordered by the Department of Justice to implement change within the LMPD. The city has been waiting for final agreement since March when the DOJ released its report findings. Now, in her testimony, the chief said that the process has not even begun.
We have not received a draft consent decree to see exactly where their position is. We have not begun any negotiations, so with all accuracy and honesty, I cannot speak to this report in its fullness because we're still in the beginning, we're still at this process.
The city of Louisville is expected to pay upwards of $7 million to fund its consent decree. We turn now to a developing story out of New York at the Canadian border. You see flames in the video off to my right. Authorities say they are investigating after a vehicle crashed and exploded on the Rainbow Bridge near Niagara Falls, killing 2 people. The shocking video was caught on camera. You can see as the car goes flying airborne there in the back of the picture. The car flies out of frame before officials say it crashed at a secondary U.S. checkpoint, bursting into flames. Authorities say the driver was going upwards of 100 miles an hour and clarified that it was the high rate of speed that led to the crash and are trying to emphasize that this was not a terrorist attack.
I want to be very, very clear to Americans and New Yorkers. At this time, there is no indication of a terrorist attack.
The incident happened just before noon yesterday and prompted the closure of all 4 international border crossings between the western New York and Canada. Except for the Rainbow Bridge, they have all reopened at this point. There was a Border Patrol officer working in the booth at the time of the crash who suffered minor injuries. The Niagara Falls Police Department is still investigating. An appellate court upheld the firing of former LMPD detective Joshua Janes. Janes is accused of falsifying a search warrant that led to the raid on Breonna Taylor's apartment. He was fired in January of 2021 by former interim chief Yvette Gentry, but he fought that decision, suing the department. The Jefferson Circuit Court upheld the decision, and now an appellate court has done the same. Janes still faces federal charges for allegedly violating Taylor's civil rights that night. In response, Janes's attorney, Thomas Clay, said they are disappointed, but they're not surprised. And in a new order recently filed, the Nelson County judge in the Brooks Houck case will not recuse himself. Houck is accused of killing his girlfriend Crystal Rogers in Bardstown, Kentucky. He asked the court in Nelson County to dismiss Judge Charles Sims, claiming that he was biased in the case. But Judge Sims said that he won't do that for these reasons. Houck's claim that he is biased is based on one sentence in an unrelated matter years ago. Sims says that the $10 million bond that was issued to Houck was not his decision, but one of the special prosecutors and the grand juries. And lastly, he says that he stands behind the bond decision, considering the safety of other witnesses and concerns about the rest of the Houck family. The case will now be headed back to the Kentucky Supreme Court. Today, runners and walkers of all ages will gather to celebrate Thanksgiving and give back to the Crusade for Children. This is the second year that the Hungry Turkey 5K was partnered with the Crusade. All the proceeds will benefit children with special needs in Kentucky and Indiana. The race starts and finishes at the South Lawn, running through Waterfront Park. The Kids Dash is going to kick off at 8:45. The 5K starts at 9 a.m. You can register and donate online by going to the Crusade website at WHAScrusade.org and clicking the big yellow banner at the top of the page.